welcome back to Roadside History. I'm here out near Enterprise, Utah, in between Enterprise and a town called Newcastle. Well, I'm here at a historical marker that marks one of the more controversial events of the California Gold Rush of 1849. Let me tell you a story about it. This marker that you see here has a marker that shows some people heading this direction, and on the other side of the marker, others heading south. So some went west and some went south. Let me tell you the story of how this came to be. There was a man by the name of Jefferson Hunt. Jefferson Hunt was a Mormon who was part of the Mormon battalion who had marched out of Fort Leavenworth Canyon all the way into California. And in 1847, Hunt is going to return to the Salt Lake Valley and meet up with the Mormons in that area. While he's in the area, he convinces Mormon leaders that he can get to California. He knows the route because he's walked it. He can get to California. He can bring back fruit trees. He can bring back supplies. He can bring back seeds. He can bring back horses and animals, livestock, to bring to the Salt Lake Valley, which he does. He does that in 1848. He returns back to the Salt Lake Valley. When he returns back, now he's been to California twice. When he returns back, a group of prospectors are going to hire him to take those prospectors to the California Gold Rush in 1849. Well, interestingly enough, Hunt had caught wind of a cutoff. Once you get to this area, there was a cutoff to Beaver Creek, and he had heard of prospectors and other Mormon battalion members who had hit this cutoff to save time and heading into Salt Lake Valley. Well, he does the same. He takes this cutoff and feels like he can find Beaver Creek with all of these wagon trains, and it was a large wagon train group, and he's going to find himself a little overconfident. He's going to find that they spent a lot of time without water, and they struggled. And when they got to this area near where I'm standing today, 118 wagons decided they were going to separate from Mr. Hunt. They were going to find California on their own. Keep in mind, they'd never been there. And so they head directly west, this direction, whereas Hunt and his crew continued along the Spanish Trail here behind me to the south. And you can probably see a road behind me. That road leads into the Dixie National Forest. Well, as time is going to have it, these pioneers, these 49ers, these prospectors who headed west, they found themselves in some desolate situations. They traveled through more desert with no fresh water. They found themselves clinging to life, whereas Hunt is going to continue on the Spanish Trail, and he's going to be okay. Eventually, ironically enough, if these 49ers, as you read more about this wagon train, they'll find themselves in Nevada, and they'll end up turning west and then turning more south, and eventually they'll hook back up with Hunt and his men, and then they'll make it to the San Bernadino Valley. But controversial time, because these people were willing to risk life and limb to leave the overconfident Hunt and find their own way to California. Had they stayed with Hunt, they never would have experienced some of the hardships that they experienced. But then we wouldn't have this story to tell, and we wouldn't have this historical marker to commemorate the spot where this took place. Anyway, if you're ever out near Enterprise in Newcastle, Utah, just off the road about a half mile, you'll find this marker. Again, a shortcut, 118 wagons turned west here in 1849, and then on the other side you can see where Hunt and his men continued to go with 7 wagon trains. So 125 wagons in all, 118 separated, and 7 went the other direction. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this short story on Roadside History. I hope you'll like and subscribe to my channel, and have a safe road trip.
There's so much more information about the Jefferson Hunt expedition. For more information, read up about the Death Valley 49ers.